As the year comes to a close, we are saying goodbye to a New York City icon. MetroCards will no longer be sold after December 31st as the MTA embraces the OMNY tap-to-pay system. Now, people are finding creative ways to say farewell, including two YouTubers who asked, what's the longest trip you can take on a MetroCard?
They've replaced the system generally with this new OMNY system, but MetroCard is still used on suburban bus systems, Beeline and Nights. What that means is that we can so that means we can do this crazy trip from Putnam County to Suffolk County using just this MetroCard.
So that is exactly what they did. Miles Taylor from the YouTube channel Miles in Transit and Jeremy Zorek traveled from the hills of Putnam County to the waters of Long Island using just a MetroCard. The journey involves several bus systems and subway lines, as you might imagine. And Miles and Jeremy join me now in studio with more on the adventure. First of all, so great to have you guys here. You started your trip at 6:15. That's when you got on the first bus. Finished up around 2:29 p.m., so a little over 8 hours. What was your takeaway from how this all went?
It was very smooth.
Yeah,
really well.
For what we normally do, this went off essentially without a hitch. We made basically every connection as planned and paid all the fares as expected. So.
And first of all, just have to shout out the outfit that you have on now.
Oh,
thank you.
Just
take that lower third down. I just want to show it off, the MetroCard.
Yeah.
You are real transit enthusiasts. What
Yes.
made you decide this is something that we need to do? I know it had been in the works, Jeremy, for a while, but with the retirement of the MetroCard seemed like the perfect time.
Yeah, we had come up with this itinerary, I think, like years ago, and sort of the impetus for doing it was, knowing that this was the last year of the MetroCard, it was now or never. So we, just did it.
And talk about some of the things that you discovered along the way. Here, you discovered a free transfer that allowed you to ride the subway for $2.75, not $2.90. What were some of the other quirks, Miles, that you learned along the way?
Yeah, so that basically Beeline costs $2.75, the subway costs $2.90. When you go from Beeline to the subway, they just give you that transfer for free, so you can save 15 cents off of the subway fare if you start on a Beeline bus. The other interesting thing we learned was when you're going from Nice to Suffolk County, so that's Nassau to Suffolk County. Yeah. From Nice to Suffolk, well, both ways, but you get a free transfer between them if you ask the driver. So we specifically had to do the trip east down Long Island so we could swipe with a MetroCard, ask for a transfer, and it's like, okay, we paid for this with a MetroCard.
I know you're both enthusiastic about transit, but what do you hope other people get out of something like this, Jeremy?
I hope it really shows us like the connectivity of our, region's transit system. The fact that you can cross 7 or 8 counties, all using the same fare payment method, and go from the crazy different locations, literally up in the hills in Putnam County, as you said, all the way out into Suffolk County. And of course going through New York City, there's just so much to see that you can all do via transit.
And the fact that you saw so many different elements of New York within one day. At any point were you thinking, I don't know, maybe we should have had a second thought about this. Maybe we should have stayed home for the day. 8 hours, you put in a full work day, and that's not, you woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning to do this too.
Yeah. We had to take the last Metro North train of the night and then walk 2 hours overnight to get to where we needed to start.
Down a dark trail. But we were pretty peppy most of the time.
Yes, I would say the low point of the trip was a very slow bus ride from Queens out to Hempstead. That had us sort of falling asleep, and we were like, we can't wait to get off this bus.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's gotten such a good reception? You've gotten a lot of views on YouTube. Why do you think people are interested in this? Because, listen, a lot of people are probably not going from Putnam to Suffolk on a MetroCard. However, it's interesting to people. Why do you think that is?
Well, the MetroCard is such an icon, right? It's just this thing that's been in New Yorkers' lives for, 30 years at this point?
Yeah, 1994, so just over 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that's it, is that, people, it's an icon of the city. It's on the sweater and everything. So I feel like people are very sentimental and, are kind of sad to see it go, even if that is the way technology happens.
How do you think OMNY is going to do? How are you feeling about the MetroCard saying goodbye?
Well, here's the thing. I get terrified every time I do a MetroCard swipe that I'm going to fail.
Yeah, and public shame and embarrassment, of course.
So yeah, I definitely don't miss the please swipe again, but
yeah. So I don't know. I like just bringing my phone up and tapping it. I think OMNY, ultimately, it is the future. You can use any credit card. It's the far better way to go. but it is kind of sad to lose that icon still.
Well, what better way than to dedicate a whole day into honoring the MetroCard like you both did? Are you sure it's the longest trip? This was among your research discovered it was the longest trip you could do?
we mapped out like what is the furthest like 2 points that you could get between on a MetroCard, and this is what that trip ended up being.
Yeah, people have suggested the commuter railroads, but they don't actually take MetroCard.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Well, you did it. You lived to tell the tale. It's great to have you both. If you want to watch the full video, you could check it out on YouTube. Jeremy, Miles, thank you so much. Great to have you here.
Thank
you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.